Reagan's letting everyone in. Reagan, interrupt me. River, Gary, any of you guys, interrupt me if there's a question that comes in and I get the pontificating past questions that need to be answered. I've got a few things I just want to continue to highlight and really drill down so people can understand the value that has just been continually being added to our platform, but the newest value proposition that we've been able to fold into the business solutions and lead generation systems and suite of software that we offer. So can everyone see my screen? Let me know that if you can't, but I think it should be okay. Thanks. For you elites, this is a little bit of a review real quick, but I just want to, because I know we've got everybody on, including non-members, but we've got a new component back here called AI Copy. And for years, you've heard me say that TW3 is not a genie in a bottle, is not a magic pill. You just can't rub it 3 times, make a wish, and things happen. However, that being said, this is the closest darn thing to a genie in a bottle I've ever seen in this one regards. And I'll show you all of this content you see from last time we did this, which was May 23rd, when we had one of these open mic nights and just talking and answering questions. From that point all the way through, you see all of that, every bit of that, every stinking bit of that is generated by AI. And the way I did it was I just typed in the subject I'm wanting to talk about and 3 or 4 major points I want to hit. I hit the button, like for instance, I want to talk about how to negotiate and win. And I went over to my graphic design and I did this. And then I just published, and look at this, it spit this whole thing out. Now these are my points, but the words as far as sentence structure and fleshing out the ideas in a more full body sentence, it's all AI. And the beautiful thing about this, for years we've had this component that was called the blog curator. And what it was a device that worked with our WordPress system, where you could be on a particular blog. Maybe you're a sports fan like me and you're on ESPN, or you're a music fan and you're over at Rolling Stones or something, and you're on some blog that you like, and you really like that content and you would like to pull that content over onto your blog. You could hit this one button and you could curate that blog and put it on your site. You can, if you've got an independent site through us, you can still use that technology. You can't use that on the network anymore because some of the updates that WordPress did, that particular plugin won't work anymore. So you have to have an independent site to use that blog curator. However, this is much more powerful, and I'll tell you why. This right here, this isn't a curated blog. This didn't come off of some other person's blog. This isn't some other person's words. This is the words of, let me tell you how this works. It takes my ideas, the points that I'm trying to make, and then it goes out and it combs the internet with all of the various blogs and writings that people have on a particular subject. And it formulates sentences and ideas that support the points that I'm trying to make. So it's my ideas that is just with artificial intelligence supporting those ideas with sentences. And now what I've got is my own piece of content here that literally, honest guys, it took me less than 30 seconds to create. Put over here. Now the graphic took me more time than anything. It took me about 5-10 minutes over on Canva. But the actual content, which was always my struggle, there's a lady on here tonight called Miss Spelling Bee, and the reason she's here and the reason we've given her that title is because I'm notorious for not being able to spell, not being able to write well. That's part of my branding. It's just poor writing. Well, this little genie in a bottle that we have over at the platform now that we've added, it's a third-party system that we've added. But what it's going to do for you, the marketer, the independent business owner, is several things. Number one, you're going to be able to use it like I did, which is just create content just like that. Okay. So if you're in a restaurant business, and maybe like my buddy Shane up in North Carolina, he has one of the best barbecue restaurants I think you can go to. Well, he could talk about different styles of barbecue from all over the country, different ways of preparing ribs. I mean, you could go, he's not a content creator. He's not a writer. He's a culinary expert when it comes to the preparation of a pig. Okay, that's what this guy does. So asking him to be a writer is a tough pull. But with this thing, he knows what he knows. He could put it in, boom, it hits him, and then he's able to put that over on his blog and then send it out through social media. And then with our app, what you can do then is you time it, and that's what I did. Everything you see on my blog also went out on my social media channels, and let me show you how that works. You can see this right over here at the social media planner. You can see everything that you've seen on my LinkedIn, my Facebook account, all these various accounts. Look, it's right there. It's created here. It's loaded here. It's written by that AI. And then boom, I literally spend now an hour a week at the front of the week. And I say, this is what I want to do on Monday. This is what I want to do on Tuesday. This is what I want to do on Wednesday. And I just plan out my entire week. So now I'm not having to worry day after day. Okay, what am I going to post on LinkedIn today? Or what am I going to do on this? I just get in that workflow of content creation. This is the theme this week. I'm going to do with mindset and mechanics on this industry. Sometimes I'm dabble over in the insurance world. Sometimes I'm in the real estate world. Sometimes I'm talking about lending and the reason. Sometimes I'm talking about careers and business opportunity and earning money. There's various themes I'll always hit, and then I can hit them within various industries. But now I've got a system in place that literally has taken, honestly, guys, it took me hours previously to create content. Now it takes me an hour to do a whole week's worth. So it is a great tool. The way I would tell you guys to use it, number one, it's going to be able to help you manage your own content for your own business and help you drive traffic. Because I'm telling you, I have seen exponential growth in traffic to my site because of this. Number two, think about this, guys, especially you elites on here. You can start adding content management as a service to your fellow business people in your area. Now, when I go into a restaurant, hey, who manages your social media accounts? Well, I tell you what, why don't I give you a week's worth of or a month's worth of free social media management, just see if we can help you any. Just pouring value. It don't take me but just a few moments to do now with this software. And then let me give you some other creative thoughts here, guys. I could charge them a monthly subscription or service plan to do a one a week, twice a week type content service for them to populate all their social media channels. Here's something else I could do. I could do a co-op with them. I said, I tell you what, Shane, you're in the food business. Let me create some content for you on your social media channels about food, driving traffic to your business. However, I'll do a co-op with you. What's a co-op? I'm going to put a few links in there. It has nothing to do, doesn't compete with the restaurant business, doesn't compete with what you're doing, but take some of that traffic and help subsidize that traffic so I can afford to give you this discount. I'm going to put some of these links in. And what those links going to be about? It might be some of my referral marketing partners. It might be me trying to pull people over to talk to them about a product that I sell. But now what it's allowed me to do is get into another social media channel with another audience that I would have never been given maybe connection with, all for the purposes. I know it's sort of like a Trojan horse, but it's not in a nefarious way. It's not it's a business situation where I'm proposing to my client, hey, I will do this content for you. I will create this content for you. I'll put it out in these social media channels for you. I will drive traffic for you. I'll offer you a discount if you allow me to do this. So it's just one more way that you can leverage your ability and your capability of creating content. And it's also some of the other things that this AI can allow you to do is I'm using it a lot right now in email marketing. A lot of the sequences that I'm doing in my email sequences, I know what I want to say, but I'm going to run it through this AI. And I'm telling you what, it has come up some really, really great hooks for me to use, some sort of, bold attention getting stuff. And I'll show you one today that I actually put on social media that was pretty darn good. I don't know how many of you guys read this, but of course everybody in the world has watched this thing right here. Remember this right here? How many saw this post of mine? Did anyone see this post? I know Larry liked it and Lori liked it. And I'm telling you, I've gotten more feedback on that in text and stuff. But the premise is it was the last conversation they were having as the courtroom, the gavel went down, the decision was made and everything. And she's wanting to talk to him. He don't want to talk. She's wanting to talk. His lawyer says, don't talk to her. And finally she coerces him into saying something. He says, well, listen, this might be the last time we're ever going to talk together. So here's what I want you to know. Terry's having a webinar tonight at 8 p.m. You ought to. But it's just a creative way of using what's already out there in the zeitgeist to get in the conversation. Now Reagan thinks I'm as hokey as they come, and I probably am, but I just laughed my butt off when I saw that. So I'm taking that and I'm using that. So those are some great things. I had a question already teed up. I don't know if we got any yet in the chat, but I'll go ahead and answer the one question I know, and then we'll just open it up for questions that you guys might have. One of the questions that I got from Reagan that came through support was, how many templates do we have to be able to use? Let me show you. We have these over here in the marketplace right now, and what these are not memberships, but these are individual components from our membership that we bundled together that are already with a theme of a particular type of industry. So if you're in a restaurant, it would have funnels and it would have pages and graphics that have everything to do with restaurant. We've got salon, we've got home services, which would be like folks that are in like electrical, plumbing, landscaping, anyone that comes out and does services at your home. And we'd have a lot of various themes, website, funnels and stuff like that would be themed around that, and so forth and so on. So these are the ones that we have currently. Now, if you came on as a member and you wanted one of these, we sell these themes and stuff for $25. So you've already got all the software and everything you want. But if you wanted one of these themes loaded into your back office, because maybe you are a fitness person and you are in health and fitness and you're wanting to generate leads and have a funnel that was set up for the recruiting of people and clients for your fitness. Maybe you sell wellness products and stuff like that, or services, it doesn't matter. Then we would load this particular theme that comes with this particular package. We would load it into your funnel and website area so that you could use. So these are the ones that we have currently right there off the shelf. I think there's about 9 of them. We've got more than that, but those are the ones that we've created thus far. And we are developing more as they come out. But if there's one in particular that you're looking for that you don't see, let us know. We can probably pull it. If we don't have it, we can have it created. But those are the ones that are the hot ones that we've got right now. Someone asked, what's the difference between these and membership? A lot of times, and the reason we delineated it this way is, like, I'll just use my example of my buddy that owns the restaurant. He's never going to join a membership. He's not interested in lead generation. He's not interested in creating various income streams and stuff like that. He's not interested in a lot of the things that the membership would offer. What does he want to do? He wants to cook barbecue and he wants to put butts in seats. That's all he wants. That's all he wants out of life. He don't want anything else. Okay. And so we've got a product here that basically says everything you would need to manage your restaurant is right here. And the funnels are already made for you. And then it's a one-time deal where it costs you $1,000 to get this set up for you. And then it's $500 a month to use. And he will be happy with that. As a matter of fact, he's got it. Okay. The difference is if he was a member, he would probably pay, let's say this would be roughly, he's not even getting as much as our SRT, but I would tell him, you're a business owner, you need the PRT, the Plus Rep and Trainer package. Okay. So he's going to pay a little bit higher setup. Instead of $1,000, it's $1,500. But then look what happens. His monthly goes down to 150 admin. And then if he was to finance that, bundle all that together, it would be as little as $50 a month. So the value is in the membership. It just is. But, different people are coming at this for different reasons. And so sometimes you're going to have a client like I do that are already in certain businesses and they're focused on that business and they're not going to talk about anything but that business, and they want products designed around that business, then that's when you go around to the marketplace. And as an elite member, you can sell these individual packages like this in the marketplace. And just so everybody's clear, for those who are not members on here tonight or not elite members, let me explain how this breaks down. Everything you see on this page here is 50% commissionable. So what happens is Gary goes out and sells this to a restaurant. It's $1,000 setup. He gets $500 of that. It's $500 a month. He gets $250 of that. So it's pretty lucrative in that regards. And so that's why you would do that. So sometimes you just got to understand who your client is and which would present the biggest value to them. So there's certain things, like certain companies, like I've got some medical clients, some chiropractors, some dentists and stuff like that. Because of the HIPAA regulations and stuff that we have to be compliant with, and some other things, that drives the cost up, just because we have a third party that comes in and does a quarterly audit to make sure everything is being handled correctly, and then some other things we have to do. So it's a $2,000 a month subscription. Membership won't have this. So there's certain types of clients that we would tell you, don't sell them a membership. They need this because of the type of business it is. So those are the distinctions of membership versus, these enterprise products, and why you would sell them one way or the other.
And then also, Terry, if somebody wants to just sell these packages exclusively, they can do that at the elite level using our product line with our database of leads and B2B leads across the United States. And they can target that filter scrub by industry specific. So they're marketed only to, auto sales or coaching or insurance or, something like that. So.
Exactly. And Gary brings up a great point. We have a database of over 225 million opted in B2C leads, and I don't know how many millions of B2B leads, but they're all opted in. When you get a list from us, it's loaded into your CRM in your dashboard with our app. And one of the things that we can include, if you ask, we don't do it unless you ask, but we can actually include the IP address of where they opted in from. So you can prove this is an opted in lead, because all of our leads come with an IP address attached to it saying, this is the IP address that opted this person in. So it's sort of like a digital
and the information
signature.
Also very accurate too, I might add. Yeah. So this is accurate content. I say over probably 97% accurate. I think we quote less than that, but just by me checking a list out just a couple of weeks ago, I checked probably 10, 15 different addresses, and every last one of them were perfect. So,
yeah. We do have some shrinkage from time to time, and that just happens. The data that we've got, that you're getting, and purchasing, and we are purchasing, other people have purchased it as well. So I want to be clear on that. And what can happen from time to time is, let's say that person opted in last week. Well, between the time they opted in and the time you got that data and we got that data, maybe they've been hit 10, 15 times. And so they have, done some things to sort of duck out or close their email account down or change. We've had people change their phone just because they can't get away from the robocalls. And so that's going to happen. But net, it's pretty strong. It's updated every few weeks. And for membership, Gary, as well as I do, to get 1,000 opted in data list for less than $10. Come on.
Oh yeah, no, that normally costs on the internet in the market. You can shop like your top 5 places to buy data from, right? Consumer or business. That's 1,000 will cost you like $350 for 1,000, right? Here, it's like $6, $7, for 1,000. So they get it, literally at cost. Yeah. So it's just very, very nominal number, there. I had a quick question too. Also, I had a guy, he's looking to get started at the elite level today. And he was like, he wants to build an agency out and have multiple people taking calls, doing various things within the product line, reselling it, et cetera. And he was asking me, hey, can my sales agents get specific numbers so they can use that, for the calls and everything else there. So if you could,
Yeah.
help out with that question,
Yeah,
there.
you can get you as a company owner here would be able to go in and set up your team and your team members. So and your staff. So like right here's my staff. And so I've got, 4 people on staff here with their numbers, and those are individual numbers, and I can set up every funnel that I've got in here. Now we're all sharing the same CRM. It's the same app. And so you've got to be okay with them being able to log in and sing, because it's, everybody's sharing the same tools because it's one license that has this tool. But you can buy individual phone numbers through the app, and they can text out with their number. They can have a funnel set up that's going to go to their email and their number as they set up. But yeah, you can create your own agency.
They could pick out by area code by where they're located at too.
Yes. So as an elite member, you do have access to that.
Good, strong.
And the difference, someone was asking the other day, well, what's the difference between being able to do that and getting the agency platform system, the APS? The difference is everybody's sharing the same software here in the same company. When you get the agency platform, maybe you've become a brand like Century 21, and then under Century 21, you've got Century 21 agent in Atlanta, Century 21 agency in Houston, Century 21 agency in San Diego, and those agencies have their own staff. So that's the difference. And so it's a separate CRM, it's a separate text system, it's a separate software. So that's the difference, just so we're clear. Now, I've got a hand raised. I want to make sure did you have anything else, Gary, before I move on?
So, the APS, just to add a little bit on what you were talking about, the APS system. So, when you're at the elite level, you could sell the APS system. That's more of a multi-agency platform and salespeople, which basically Terry would set up his whole business white labeled for that company and their salespeople, all the product line, the training, marketing, just all the assets needed to have, unlimited locations, really. And the commission on that at the elite level is 18,000 per sale. So there's training that's built in that we have where you can process leads if you want to, promote that as well. So
a great example is like Chris Miller's on tonight, and he's got clients in the banking industry, and they might have a bank here, but then they've got all these other branches throughout all of Florida. Okay. And so each branch needs its own, system to manage their clients and their employees. And so they've got a central bank that's up here that's managing all these sub branches down here. And so that's the way it's sort of set up. So you can do stuff like that. And that's very popular in financial institutions, real estate institutions, insurance, those type of things.
Yeah, I think Chris is using this platform to promote and sell his book that he came out with not too long ago. So, that's just another example of how you're able to take your product or your service or your book and just plug it right into this ecosystem.
Hey,
right on out, right?
Look at that. Someone's got the book. I've got mine back here.
Hey, I got mine right here. See, look at this. Look at that.
We'll all promote Chris's book real quick. Everybody, Chris, where can I go get that book? Let's go ahead and get that out there.
Look at Miller time, man. That's a TO, baby.
Go to the millerfirms.com/book right now.
Millerfirms/book.
You can get a copy of this one too. Don't forget this one exists.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, that's something exciting.
Making me jelly.
Speaking of being on the elite level and things you can do and membership, one of the things we do is we do co-ops and JV ventures with our elite members, where when they want to create a product, we get involved, help them create the product, do what we can, we work it out, and we sell the product. And one of the things I'm excited about is Chris and I just developed a brand new product that we're going to be launching this week, and I'm in the middle of creating some promos for it now. And Chris, what's the website there?
It's easybookWriter.com.
easybookWriter.com. And for you elite members, we created that product inside the TW3 app, and it's a product that teaches people how to write a book. He's written a book. I've written a book. I'm right in the middle of the process of writing another book called You Can't Outrun a Donut. I know that sounds funny, but it's a bunch of mindset stuff I've learned over the last couple of years I want to share. And all of this is going to be done with AI, with the software that we have here, with all of this. And Chris and I developed a product that's teaching people. Book writing doesn't have to be that difficult. It really doesn't. It don't have to be that expensive. So we've come out with a product to teach people how to get a book written pretty darn quick.
How to write it, how to publish it, how to sell it.
Come on.
Come on. What are you waiting for? Get your book going. Your book is just a click away at easybookWriter.com.
But that's
follow the title. Stop thinking and just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. You think about it later. Write the check now. But that's the point.
Terry, I had a guy today. He says, he thought we were just like, he said, he was talking to me. He goes, yeah, I'm interested in transferring those leads and making money where you don't have to work as much. But then we started talking and I explained to him all the different ways that he can, all the income streams that we have here in the platform, from, reselling it, making $1750 per day per client, doing, the residual income, and then also using it for their business with the tools and the training that you're showing here on the screen right now. And so once I kind of go over some basic stuff with him, he was like, he said, man, he says, this is awesome. He goes, this is a one-stop shop. I mean, you literally have and then when he heard about, he gets a business app that goes along with this that transfers everything over to mobile, so he can run the business from the mobile app if he's, remote and kind of on the go and stuff like that. He was just like, everything that you guys have is worth double, what the cost is. And I said, that's a conservative statement, in my opinion. We over deliver times 2 at least, okay, on anything that we do. Because, at the end of the day, hey, we try to help people, there. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. The thing about our app and our business and platform is it does require you to get focused, because there's so much that you can do. You'll try to do everything and get nothing done. So we tell you, get focused, right. Start on one thing. And I love what John Lee Dumas, my buddy, says. Focus means follow one course until successful. I'm not going to let go of this until I make this a success, get it up and running, and then go do the next thing, and then go do the next thing. And if you'll do that, you're gonna be happy. Let me get to David's question. I know he's had his hand up for a while and been patient, so let me get over there, and then we'll circle back if other. But David Reagan sending me text, and David's hand's been up for a minute, so call on him.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can, brother.
All right. Thank you. So I had a question. I had a guy call me today. I updated my Facebook and put lead generation and software expert or whatever. And the guy called me, and the first thing I said is, look, I'm not an expert, but I put expert on there. It got him to call me anyway. And so he was like, well, I appreciate you telling me the truth. And so I said, I'm new, but I'm around a bunch of experts, and I'll ask them what you asked me. And what he does is he makes a considerable amount of money in network marketing. He's one of the top leaders at his company. And he's got a large team, and they just launched a solar project, and he's not a big proponent of leads. He came out and told me that. He said, I've never really used them, never thought they worked and all this. But he said, my guys on my team are telling me that with solar, it's different. And so he said, that I saw that you're a lead generation person. And he said, he's really open to me contacting him back after I learn how to do this, or learn how I can help him, or he's wanting some solar leads that are targeted for areas that his team are in the United States. And so I figured I'd ask that question here. Maybe more of an in-depth answer than you want to give here.
I'm ready. So here's what you got to do. When it comes to lead generation, it's data in, data out. And most of the time, business owners, all they think is, I've got this pen and I want to sell it to people. And that's great. And I need leads to sell this. What you as the consultant have to do is get them communicating to you, who is your client? What do they make? Where do they live? What credit rating do they have to have? If it's solar, obviously they got to be homeowners. And when you book an appointment, typically, who are the people that book these appointments? What's your opening? What's your value proposition that gets people's attention in your business? If you're just out, if you were cold calling, get them to start communicating that, because then that's going to help you do a couple things. Number one, who to target, and number two, how to target them. For instance, if he uses a model of we can cut your energy bill by 80%, and it won't cost you anything because everything that we're going to do for you is subsidized by federal grants and stuff. Okay, boom. Then that tells me the script and campaign that I've got to use. And if he can tell me, because some of these businesses, it's not intuitive to me because I'm not in it. And it might not be intuitive to you because if you're not in that business, as who the actual buyer is. For instance, a lot of times when people get in, for instance, insurance, they think, well, I got to target these people. But there's actually, for every type of insurance product, there's a sweet spot of the demographic. If they make too much, they make too much to even find value in what this particular product does. But if they don't make enough, they can't afford it. So I've got to hit that sort of sweet spot. And then underwriting, this product's not available for every place in South Carolina. So there's only certain counties I can target. So I've really got to work with my client to get him to tell me age, income, location, credit rating, all of those pertinent informations. So then you know how to pull a list. And then I got to get him to talk to me about, when you book an appointment, how are you coming in? What is the thing that people will want to actually talk to you? And then you formulate a campaign for them, an idea. And then it's just a matter of, what engagement process we're going to use. Text, voicemail drop, social media ads, traditional mail drops, what's going to work. I would tell you when you're doing this, do it smart. Here's a couple things you as a marketer I would do. I would let him know, say, listen, I'll tell you what I'll do. My raw cost on 1,000 call campaign, by the time I pay for the data and the call time, let's say it's $55. I'm going to charge you $100. I'm just charging you $50 for my time. I'm not trying to make a mint off this. And we'll do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow roll it. I'm going to send 100 out at a time, and I'm going to test different things. And we'll continue to do that until we hit something that works. If you've never done that particular industry before, that's a way of getting into it without, charging this big amount with this promise, and then you can't deliver. You know what I'm saying? So charge for the service rather than the actual finished product. And I think that'll be a way, because I've been in lead generation and marketing going on 14 years. And I'll tell you right now, if I've got a client coming to me in a different world that I'm not used to, that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Knowing all the things I'm quote unquote supposed to know as an expert, which I'm not an expert in everything. Everything that I do new is going to be new, right? But I would tell you, just make them drill down on who your client is, make them communicate to you. How do you get in front of people? And then here's some things you can do, David, too, and I'll finish this thought up, is you've got access to incentives he doesn't. And so, for instance, you can go in, and we're on a public podcast right now, so we can't use certain words and stuff, okay? But in your RMP, there are companies back there that offer giveaways, $50, $100 Amazon gift cards, free gas. So some of the campaign ideas you can do, our guys are going to be in your area tomorrow, and we're giving away $50 in free gas for 10 minutes of your time to show you how we can save your energy by 80%. If you're interested, click here. They're just off the top of my head. But see, those are some other things that you can do for your client that he's not going to be able to do.
Yeah, that's exciting, because I kind of started explaining to him a little bit about what we can offer as far as the lead list that I would use, and he was like, well, he said, that's great, but what I want is somebody who wants to talk to somebody about solar. And so I said, okay, so what I have to do is take that lead list, that raw lead list, and then pull leads out of it, pull a smaller list out of it of people that want to speak to somebody, ready to speak to somebody. And so I didn't know if you would recommend selling those leads directly to him or selling him a package and showing him how to do it. Or
well, I am of the opinion, now this is just me, but I don't sell leads to people. I sell them the tools and the training, because I don't want to be the funnel, for when I was in the insurance business. The way this whole business exploded was I figured out how to generate unlimited leads for my insurance business, and I was winning sales awards after sales awards. I'm not that great of a salesman. It's just I had more. I mean, I could pick and choose who I spoke with, so I'm only dealing with the cream of the crop. And then I had people coming out of the woodworks wanting to buy leads from me, and I started doing that. I just did it like the traditional lead generation company. I started selling leads, and then all of a sudden, you had people that couldn't close, and because they couldn't close a deal, all of a sudden it's my fault. Okay. I qualified. You said you wanted to talk to people in this county or this age that expressed interest in this particular type of interest. I got you that. Yeah, but they didn't buy anything. Well, that's not my problem. So it turned into one of those conversations. So it dawned on me. And then the other thing was, when I was building my agency, I turned into a policeman. I'm having to police all my salespeople. Hey, did you write that term policy through my agency, or did you write it through someone else? And I didn't like that either. So what I did was I said, I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to equip you with the tools. I'm going to equip you with everything I'm doing. And then if you write that business through me or someone else, I don't care, because I'm getting my money. And so that's my mindset and the way I've always approached it, because I don't want to have to be the bottleneck of some other business. I want to sell tools, picks, shovels, and axes. I don't have to be out there digging for the gold for you and then paying you a surcharge just to hand it over to you.
mm-hmm.
So that's a business structure that you've got to sort of think about. I would tell people, especially when you're first getting started in the marketing business, to sell service. And now I can sell leads, and I do. That's what our whole RMP is about. I sell insurance leads now for $25 per exclusive lead all the time. It's one of my income streams. But that's because I really know how to market in that particular space, right? And there's some other areas I can charge a premium for, right? And I do. But then there's other companies that come out, hey, we want leads for this. And I was like, well, I'm going to charge you a service fee. And what I mean by that is I'm going to dial 1,000 people that you tell me, who am I supposed to be dialing? I'm going to dial. And what do you want me to say to them? And they said, well, we don't know what to say. I said, okay, I'll work with you and I'll offer some consulting, and I'll charge you some consulting, and we'll try this out. But I can't guarantee anything, because at the end of the day, this is all trial and error. I mean, who knows what works until you try some things out. And I just don't want to be the test. I don't want to underwrite your business growth. So I structure my deals so that, hey, I'm willing to cut some. I'm not trying to make a mint, but just pay for my time, pay for my cost to get out of this. And, sometimes I'll let people pay me a little bit to educate myself. And once I learn it, then they come back to me, hey, what happened to, just $100 for 1,000? Well, I've learned how to do this now. And now it's $1,500 for me to do this. So. Yeah.
And those solar leads can be worth a lot of money.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, for your client, it's better for him to become an elite member, get all the tools, get the training, get the weekly support, have a platform that not only will it generate leads, but this is a business platform for him to manage his entire sales team, give him the access to all of these marketing incentives he could use. It would be better for him. He would get more value out of that, and you would get more value out of that proposition than doing it the other way. But that's something you got to decide.
Well, Robert, I have guys that use the system right now that are in solar. They generate leads with this platform, solar leads, and they sell them $1,500 a piece. I mean, all day long. Okay. But you go through the training to be able to do that in our system. That could take 2 to 4 weeks, depends on how quickly you go through our training. You got to know how a lead is created and captured. Once we teach you that initially in the very beginning and you understand that, boom, then you can start creating leads for other businesses, solar or whatever that product or service is, there. But yeah, I mean, solar is a big industry. It's very popular. The leads do cost a lot of money. They're sold for a lot of money. Just in my experience, I have reps right now that sell them for about 1,500, per lead. So yeah.
Wow. That brings me to a second question. It's way quicker. I took some good notes, but thank you for that. And I'm going to dig into that solar niche. Maybe it'll be a little niche where I'll be able to create leads in there. But on step 6, the links, the click here links underneath that video, the top video works, and those click here links down there, they're not pulling up anything for me.
Step 6. These links right here?
Yes, sir.
All right. I see what the problem is. I'll have those fixed tonight.
All right.
They're broken
You're
links.
the man. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. I know that you had that question. So yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, Terry, you're not perfect, right? Are you perfect?
by a long shot.
Are we in a perfect world, right?
Yeah, I want to be imperfect and make a bunch of money just like Terry.
My whole argument to all of you is none of you have excuses. If I can make it, there's not a person on here that can't.
Hey, and Terry, also one other quick comment. So I have a new guy that enrolled recently, right?
Yeah.
The guy is in Panama. They call him Panama Joe. I think he may be on here if he wants to open up his mic and maybe talk for 1 or 2 minutes just to introduce himself. But really, really good energy, great guy. Enjoy talking with him. But let's see if he's available now. So yeah.
All right.
I'm here, Gary. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Panama Joe.
Yeah, he's already got a nickname, Terry. So he already has his own nickname. See?
He came in with his own nickname. I don't get to give one. That's awful.
I was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm American. I'm married to a Panamanian woman. Her mom is 86 years old and has Parkinson's disease, so we're here helping her out.
Good for you.
And I have Intermedia Unite. I can call the U.S. and Canada. I don't have a problem with the internet here is good. I have a nice computer. I talk through voice over internet protocol. And I was amazed by how I met you guys.
Oh, how did you meet us?
I clicked on an ad in Craigslist. I was working for a not-for-profit. I was an appointment setter. I was getting $300 per appointment that closed as a sale. And I was making about $1,000 a week, just working a little bit, basically part-time, but I'd never get rich doing that. Like a lot of the other stories I've heard, I mean, everybody has their stories. I'm not where I want to be for retirement. I'm 62 years old and I have some catching up to do. Anyhow, I saw the ad on Craigslist. I was just kind of messing around out of curiosity what's there in the sales department, and clicked on an ad. And the application form came up. I filled it out, and all of a sudden I was in Gary's funnel. I was on his I knew I wanted to sign up with you guys before I ever met Gary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyhow, I am not the most computer literate. I was born in 1960, and I didn't grow up with computers, but I have a 33-year-old son, and my daughter's 31. And once they show me something, I know how to do it. Now Gary's helping me.
That's awesome.
And I banged my head against the wall for a couple of weeks trying to figure out my funnel on my own, and I gave up. It wasn't quite working the way I wanted it to work, so I got the tech bundle, and a day or two later, it was flowing.
There you go.
I'm still learning. I'm learning a lot, and similar to the gentleman you mentioned before, talking about focus and doing one thing at a time. My goal right now is just to learn how to maneuver the basics. My calendar was stuck this morning. I figured out how to fix it. I'm proud of myself. The poor tech people are getting chats on the tickets from this retard in Panama, the guy who doesn't know how to do anything. No, I appreciate everybody's help and patience, and I'm starting to, have some fun where I place an ad or two, and I go to sleep and I wake up and there are people on my calendar that I never heard of before. They want to talk to me, so that's awesome.
What, you telling me it works?
Finally does for me. It just started. No, so my goal is to prove to myself that I can make some money, and as soon as I do, I'm gonna kind of do like Chris. I'm gonna turn myself into an elite and build an agency. So
that's awesome.
Small steps.
Small steps.
Haven't actually lost my TW3 virginity yet, but we're getting close.
Hey, Terry, I had a coaching call with him last week. Yeah. And so he saw a Chris Miller video. He saw Chris, looking all crisp and clean like he is tonight, all the time. He inspired him to wear a tie. So he says, I have this tie on specifically for Chris Miller, man. He inspired me to wear this tie. And I says, well, I guess Chris had a video where it was just a tie, not the bow tie. So he's really known for the bow tie.
The bow tie is what he's known for.
Thing out. He owns it 110%, but you'll find him here and there. He'll have a regular tie on. So, but I called Chris to let him know, give him a little feedback.
I actually heard the story of Chris on his first seminar where he flew in and became elite. And I've seen him with bow ties, but there was one video where he was promoting his new book. He was in Orlando, and so I said, my tie's in honor of Miller time. He said, I'll make sure and tell him.
Love it. I love it. Hey, I'll tell you what, though, Joe, you're on the right track, just focusing on learning. I've been in TW3 now it'll be 5 years coming up here in December. So almost 5 years I've been hanging out with you guys, and I've been focusing solely on learning the whole time. So I'm always having to learn something because everything's
learning.
Oh, it's awesome. I had a woman today who's a little bit older than I am, and I asked her straight up, are you any good with computers, or do you find it difficult? She said, no, I'm used to using a computer. I use it every day. And I said to her, this isn't for everybody. And to be honest, it's not a get rich quick scheme. You're not going to, just join and start making sales the next day unless you get lucky. But, some people, and I'm one of them, have to flounder around a little, learn the software. I think by, attempting to set up my sales funnel and getting close, but no cigar, I learned a lot. And that's going to be helpful in the future when I bring in new people and they're going to be calling me saying, hey, how do I fix my calendar? It's stuck. I'll know because it happened to me. Yeah. So I think it's for some people like myself, a little frustrating, but at the same time, kind of like riding a bike. You fall off, you skin your knee, and you get back up and you ride some more, and then you don't fall later on.
That's right.
But, you have to start somewhere.
I don't know if it was Jim Rome or one of those guys that says the definition of winning is the guy that got up one more time than when he fell. That's all it takes. Just get up one more time from a fall.
Awesome. There's a really nice poem if you Google it. Don't quit.
Oh, I'll have to look that up. Don't quit.
Well, they say what a winner is just a loser that tried one more time.
That's exactly. That's what I was looking for. A winner is nothing more than a loser. It just tried one more time.
Yeah. If you get a chance, go on to YouTube and go find Terry's stuff, right? Find his channel and look up the training that I did on, what was it? Train Your Brain, right?
Train Your Brain. That's right.
Train your brain. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Training your brain.
Yeah.
Hey, that was awesome training. Yeah, definitely. I had a lot of great feedback after you did that. So yeah.
And that very reason is why I get dressed every day, right? Because I'm training my brain that when I get up and I go take my shower after I work out or whatever, and I go and I put my tie on, I'm signaling my brain it's time for work.
It's go time.
Yeah.
You got a mental decision inside. I mean, everybody has something they do to get ready and get prepared, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever that is, do something right? Whatever that is, each person's individual. So, but hey, you definitely want to be thinking about that as you start the day in the very beginning, whether it's exercise or getting dressed up or, whatever, reading an inspirational book or, just, taking just whatever you want to do that's going to get yourself in the right frame of mind. So,
well, it's what the good book says is the daily renew your mind. I mean, every day we're supposed to be renewing our mind because that's what it's all about. I think Reagan sent me a text saying we got a technical question. What's that, Reagan?
Yeah, you got one tech question here. Let's see here. I have multiple websites that do different things. Most are self-hosted via TW3. When I use the API to engage the chatbot via Lead Connector, it only seems to be configurable for one website.
That's right.
Can I configure it for multiple websites?
No, one API for one website. Because it starts conflicting if you don't. But we can set up a separate app for a nominal fee if you need an app for that particular website. But yeah, we have noticed that sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But we've talked to them, the developer, and you can run into some conflicts there when you're using one API for multiple websites.
And it looks like that's the end of our chat questions there. So if anybody had any live questions they wanted to ask.
All right. Gary, you got any? Laura, you got any? Anybody got any client questions?
Can I, Terry, just
Yes.
kind of piggyback on your answer to David's question?
Yes.
When you're having that conversation, if you're gonna position it like I'm gonna generate leads for you, as opposed to what Terry said, here's the tools, training and technology, go generate your own leads. When you're having that conversation with that client, you need to kind of hone in, just like Terry said, on who is their ideal customer. But the other thing you need to know before you decide to work with that person is how they handle their leads when they get them. If they get a phone call, number one, do they even answer the phone? Does it go to voicemail? Do they return, all these things? You need to find out, out of what's their closing ratio? What's the value of a customer to them? So you need to get a little bit more information from them. We can help them if they don't answer their phone, or if they're paying somebody $8 an hour to answer their phone, chances are that call is not being handled correctly. Okay, let's come up with a script of whoever answers the phone, what information they need to gather from that client. If it's a phone generated call, then you get to decide, does this person have the right, mindset, right infrastructure? Are his employees or salespeople trained properly to handle the call? Because here's the thing, he could spend $1 gazillion generating leads, but if they aren't handled correctly and efficiently, it doesn't matter. He's not going to make any money. And guess who that's going to come back on?
Yeah.
That's going to come back on you, even though
you did your job.
And that's something else about your positioning is my job is to get you leads. Your job is to close the leads. But unless you set that up, that expectation, it'll come back on you that this isn't working. I'm paying you all this money and I'm not making sales. Well, let's talk about that. I guarantee you there are business owners out there who do not know how to handle a phone call.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Go
He's this guy's one of the top earners in that company, and he's got a national team. And I think what he said is he's wanting to be able to with the solar part of that business, they can develop an agency of 1099 people that are not even in the network marketing company. And so he's willing to build an solar agency and give those to his agents, because he's going to earn overrides on all of his agents' sales. So he's a delegator. I know this guy pretty well, and he's good at sales and business, and he's a big smiler. He's always happy. Well, and that's a good indication somebody's pretty successful.
Oh, absolutely. And it sounds like he knows what he's doing, but you're going to come across other people who don't have that skill set or just that mentality. But it sounds like you need to sell him an agency platform system.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we also teach here, though, is somebody's just not going to get into this platform from day one or the first week, and all of a sudden they're going to generate solar leads or leads for another business. We have some specific training that takes place in the very, very beginning, right out the gate, day one, day two, when you enroll with us. And we show you how to actually sell our platform first, because you got to know how this product line that you're seeing on the screen here, we connect all the dots. Okay. So there's some basic training that we teach in a couple of days. It could take 3 days ish, depends on the person's efforts. But we teach you how a lead is created, captured, marketed to, booked appointment, the follow-up sequence via text, email, drip, that formula. You have to know this. You want to generate leads for solar? You have to know how a lead is created and
you got to know how to use that template.
Yeah, you got to know that. So once we teach you that, and then you see leads coming in on our system, then you're like, a light bulb goes off and you're like, hey, I know how to operate all this.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can sell solar with some confidence, there. So the train's in numerical order, and we have it literally in 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, right? Yeah. So that way we can teach you that there. But I just wanted to add some more context, on the conversation. Yeah, there on that. So yeah.
No, I agree, and that's a valid point both of you are making. Real world example, and Reagan's on here, and he can attest to this. We signed a major corporation a few months back, and we were doing lead generation for this company because they were having such a difficult time recruiting top talent for their agency. I mean, this is a 700 agency company. They're in the top 100 Forbes 100 business, one of the top guys. I don't want to mention names because somebody might be on here, and I don't want to throw shade at anybody. But I will say this to Lori's point, and to just bring context as well. One of the things I didn't do was have that conversation like, when we send this live lead to you, how are you handling it? And we would send a lead. It went to the voicemail and didn't call back for another 3, 4, 5 days. Well, by that time, that lead's gone. Well, they got several $1,000s into us where we had generated hot leads, vetted by a live person using our guy Reagan on here, sent it over, and then because it wasn't being dispositioned correctly on that side, then all of a sudden, well, this person didn't buy, this person didn't buy, and this person, and then they were trying to find a way of wiggling out of paying us for what we produced. So just to say, Gary is right. We have a system here. It's a formula to where if he would have just bought our system and did it, he would have been completely responsible. And then he would say, oh, I need to, because he could see the metrics. So that on his end, he wasn't seeing how, oh, this, I'm falling off, and he didn't have the proper metrics to say, okay, this, I've got to tighten up this part of my funnel. So that's why he was acting the way he did. But to Lori's point, because I didn't have that conversation, I had to have a strained conversation later on saying, hey, we've done our job, and then we've got recorded conversations saying, yes, I'd like someone to call me. I'm interested in this. So we had to, we had to get a little bit, now pay me, but we could have solved all that. I could have solved all of that had I just sold him an elite package.
Yeah.
And just said, but his whole hesitancy, well, I don't want to have to deal with learning this now. And I get all that. And so we were selling a service, But when you sell a service, there's a cost to doing it that way as well.
Right,
and
right.
we were running into it. So
yeah, we show unlimited leads here. We teach somebody how to do that. I personally manage over 1,000+ leads per week using this platform and training that we're looking at here and discussing. Okay, that's but I also, to speak what Terry just commented on, I'm doing my work on the back end. Okay, and making sure business is taken care of. If you're not taking care of your business, then somebody else is gonna, take care of it. There.
That's exactly right.
One thing I just want to add to that is you got to know who you're dealing with, though, right?
Yes.
Because, a perfect example, if you guys ever saw that movie, Ghost in the Darkness, right? With Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas.
Oh, yeah.
Val Kilmer is an engineer. He's got to build a bridge, right? The lions are out there killing everybody off, right? Michael Douglas shows up. He's going to hunt the lions. He says, okay, so you're the engineer, right? He's like, yes. He's like, well, I'm not an engineer. I don't want to be responsible for building your bridge. I'm just going to kill these lions. So if you're dealing with the kind of guy who doesn't want to know all this stuff, he just wants you to build it for him, don't have that conveison. So know who you're talking to first. That's all we're saying.
Well, and
he is that guy, Chris. He's that guy. He's a business guy. He's had 10 different really successful businesses before he got involved in this, and he's a delegator. He doesn't want to.
He don't want to get down in the weeds. And that goes back to our original open salvo here of understanding the distinction of why we created memberships and why we created these enterprise packages. Enterprise packages are people that don't want to get in the weeds with understanding a lot. Okay. They pay a premium though. I mean, they're paying, $500 a month where they could be paying as little as what? I mean, Gary's got some financing and some others got some financing in here for lower than, you could be paying $60 a month for an elite package and have more, but there's a cost to that. You're the engineer.
Well, yeah, I had a guy start at the Plus just last week, and he did our easy pay, no money down, and the payments I think are like $39 a month. He hadn't even made his first payment, and like it's 30 days later. It's been a couple of weeks, and he's already making money. Already. Okay, and the payment's not even due. Okay, so you're in a situation making $750, $1,000, $1,750 per sale per client. Okay, and that's pretty much unlimited leads that you can call.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, that something that's exciting to me is that I put up literally last night. I put on my Facebook. I can't even remember what it says, but lead generation expert or something like that. Maybe I didn't use the word expert or something. It's lead generation, or lead generation software sales or something like that on my Facebook. And the next day, somebody went to their Facebook, searched lead generation, and called me. And it's a testament to how valuable leads are to people. I've never been sought out like that in any other thing that I've done outside of construction, because I'm really good at construction, really good at bathroom remodels, and people will seek me out to remodel their bathroom or sell them flooring or something like that. But I've never been sought out for anything else other than this, especially the next day after I posted that. It's crazy.
Oh, it's powerful because think about it, David, you're a rainmaker. The person who can create leads can create money. I mean, that's just the bottom line. The moment you learn how to generate a lead is the moment you learn how to generate money. And so many business professionals, and I was one of them, we know our craft. I know how to cook. I know how to sell insurance. I know how to do flooring. I know how to do tile work. I know how to do whatever my craft, my skill is. But getting that person in front of me that finds value in what I do, that's what everybody's looking for. And the people that can do that, and that's why that's why I'm so excited. I'm more excited about TW3 14 years later than I am when we first started. Because think of the economy back in 2008, what it was doing. And think about what it did in 2016, and think about what it's doing now. And through all of the ebb and flow, we always have been here and being able to offer value. Because at the end of the day, we have the lifeblood of what everybody needs if you're going to be in business. And that's people. And so that's
And
what's
what we do nowadays is we look at, like, years ago, we used to invite just about anybody who could enroll with us.
Oh yeah.
But now we
learn.
We look and see if we can benefit the person in some way. Okay, so that's the first thing that we look at. And if that's there, the second thing we look at it is we can work with the person. It's going to be a good working relationship. Yeah. And that's how, we're able to, get a good handle on it, because at the end of the day, we want to do, good business on both sides.
But see, Gary, that's a testament of being able to generate leads. If I can't generate unlimited leads, then I am in a position where I'll take money from anybody who's willing to give it to me.
You can't make that comment. Okay. When you have unlimited leads, then you can come from a position more
of
power. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Without question. And hey, there's a lot of businesses out there. They don't have unlimited leads. Okay. They just have those prospects coming in and they're like, that call is so important. Okay. That lead is like worth its weight in gold. Right. And they sometimes can make the wrong business decision, because of that. So definitely adds more to the, the quality of business that you write when you have unlimited leads. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Which, by the way, is the reason, Gary, that they get upset with you if the leads don't close, right? Because they need that money so bad because they can barely keep the lights on.
Yeah. Desperation makes people not their better selves. And I get it. It's human nature. I'm not judging anyone. I would be there, but by the grace of God, I'd go there too.
I've been there.
I've been there, done that too, definitely, for sure.
One of the things I want to do here is before I leave my job, I for people that don't know, I run the Costco account. Maybe I shouldn't say that name, but I run that account. I sell flooring for Indianapolis, and I'm getting ready to go down to Atlanta for a big event where all the people that run these accounts all over the country are going to be there. And one thing they do is they track these leads, man. They know how many leads they give you, how many didn't sell, how many you did sell. They know everything down to the penny. And man, I just want to flip people out before I leave about how's this guy generating leads? How's he doing that? How's he getting all these? Because they feed you leads from the .com, their .com leads. So nobody generates their own leads. I don't know of anybody in the country that generates their own flooring leads. And if I can do that, it's gonna cause waves, and I like causing waves. So
can't see. The thing is, David, you just put your finger on something. They can't control you then, because in the insurance world, that's how they control their agents, by being the resource that they have to do business. And the moment you can generate your own leads within your own industry, you basically have written your own check. I don't have to have this company or this person, in order to do business. Now, all of a sudden, I can create a bidding war within my industry for me. And that's what I was able to do. Yeah, I love it.
That's what gets me jacked up, because I if I can provide so much value for my company to be more valuable to that account, then it makes me more valuable, makes my company more valuable, and that's exciting. People are going to ask, hey, what are you doing to generate leads? And then guess what? I'm going to show them.
And you can set your own terms and write your own check. I love it.
Yeah. It's the same way in the finance industry too. When I worked at the bank, they try to control you all the time about, this is how much money you're going to be able to make, because this is how many leads we're sending your way. And then, when COVID hit, they were like, oh, by the way, we're taking some cutbacks. So we're going to have to go ahead and reduce your salary. But how does Chris Miller keep making more though? When we're not giving him any extra leads, we've taken less money, but he's making more in commissions each month. How is this happening? It's because you don't own me. I got somebody on the other side showing me how to do this stuff.
Leverage, baby, leverage.
You got the secret formula.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, Terry, I had a guy made his first sale last week. He called me up. He said, hey, Gary. He goes, man, I made my first sale. I said, really? I said, man, congratulations, man. That's awesome, man. Great news. He said, man, I am so excited, man. He said, I think my neighbors heard me. I'm so excited.
Oh, I
I
love
said,
it.
raise the roof, raise the roof.
Raise the
right?
The
Well, I tell you-
platform is useful in so many different directions, so many different ways. And I mean, I was just doing a training meeting last Thursday night where I was showing people that you can take one business and turn it into as many different business products as you want to on the same platform.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anywhere else you can do that.
Learn one tool, but can fix anything.
Do it all.
From your car to your electrical, everything. One tool. Nah, it's bad to the bone. Well, do we have any other questions before we close it up tonight?
Nah, I think I'm good on my side.
You good? Lori, you good? Chris, you good?
Great meeting.
David?
Last thing is a short one. The short links that are created in the workflows.
Yes.
I took that out because it was going to a calendar that didn't have any availability on it, and I had changed my availability on the calendar, and so I put in.
Did you get a tech bundle?
I did.
Okay, that's going because we don't have your calendar, so it's set up to a dummy calendar.
Gotcha.
So you're going to have to create your own quick link for your calendar, and then create a short link. And I can show you how to do that real quick for anybody that's on here. When you go under your calendars here, let's see here, calendars right here, you'll see, let's see here, calendar settings. Right here, you'll see that right there. That creates a URL address right there. Copy that URL address, okay? And then when you come over here to your quick links, let's just go under, I think it's marketing. It might be sites. Trigger links right there. You see where it says links? You click on that, add link, name your calendar, whatever it is. My calendar, my TW3 calendar, my whatever. And then just put that in there. And when you copy and paste it, hit save. And I'm not going to do that because I don't want to mess mine up. But then what happens is when you under your conversations, under your email, under any asset that you have here in the app, you can send that quick link out and now it goes to your calendar.
Genius.
Hey, Lori Brown had a comment that she gave to me the other day, and I want to mention it because she said it, and I was like, that's brilliant. Why didn't I think of it already? So it's about the calendar. She said, you know what you should do is put a link to your calendar right on all of your emails. It's like right there with your name and stuff at the end. And I was like, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Book your appointment right now. Here's my link right in my email signature line.
That's why I keep Lori around. She's got all those brilliant ideas all the time.
Brilliant.
She's just so subtle and Lori, how much weight have you lost? You have gone down to nothing.
Oh, just about 50 pounds.
Wow.
Congratulations. All right.
Congratulations.
Applause.
That is awesome.
I keep going off the wagon this weekend when I'm at a point where I'm losing and gaining the same 4 pounds. So.
Oh, well, if you went off the wagon, it's because you got blown off. You're so light. I mean, because you have you shrunk down. That's awesome. Well, congratulations to all of you guys and your health and stuff. So that's awesome.